Trigonometry, finding a side. In the previous clip on the introduction to trigonometry, we looked at the formula triangles, what they meant, how to use them, and the steps to follow. Now, in this clip, we're going to look at how to substitute in the values. So this is a question we've been asked to solve. So we have a right angle triangle, which has a missing side here. We've been given one of the sides and we've also been given an angle. So let us first of all remind ourselves of the three formula triangles. Sine triangle, cosine triangle, and the tangent triangle. Or as I like to refer to them as SOH CAH TOA. And then the steps we went through in the last clip are step 1, you label the sides. Step 2, cross out a side. Step 3, identify the formula triangle. And step 4, substitute in the values, which is what we're going to look at in this clip. So let's look at the question. So we have our steps. So step 1, we're going to label the sides. So we have H, which is always opposite the right angle. This is the longest side in a right angle triangle. We then have O, which is always opposite the angle you've been given or you're trying to find. And then A is the last one to label. It is adjacent to the angle you've been given or trying to find. On to step 2, you cross out a side. We've been given H and we're trying to find O, so we're not really interested in A. So let's cross that out. Step 3 is to identify the formula triangle. So we're interested in the H and the O, and it is this triangle that has O and H in it. Now let's look at step 4. We want to find O. So let's write down that. Trying to find O. Now to find O, we go to our formula triangle here and we cover up the O. And that leaves us with sine theta times by h. Now this process of covering up is the exact same process that you would have dealt with in speed, distance, time triangles. So it should be nothing new to you. So we're left with O, which we've covered up, we're trying to find, equals sine theta times by h. So sine theta, the angle theta, is 30 degrees. And h is 8 centimeters. And from here, you simply type sin 30 multiplied by 8 into your calculator. Now, whenever you press the sin button before you type in 30, you may see a bracket open up. If this happens, make sure you close the bracket. Now, if you didn't close the bracket, the calculator would have done the function sin of 30 times 8, whereas we want the function sin of just the 30-degree angle. So you press the sin button on the calculator, type in 30, if it opens a bracket, make sure you close the brackets, and then you multiply by 8, and that will give you the answer of 4 centimeters. Let's have a look at another example. So let's go through the steps again. So step 1, we label our sides. So we have H, which is opposite the right angle, longest side. O, which is opposite the angle you've been given or you're trying to find. A, which is the adjacent side to the angle you've been given or trying to find. Then we cross out a side. So we're not interested in the O, so we cross that out. Then step 3 is you identify the formula triangle. So we've been given H and we're trying to find A, so we're looking for the triangle that has A and H in it, which of course is this one. And then all that's left is to substitute in the values. So we're looking for A, that's what we're trying to find. So A equals, so we'll go to our triangle above and we cover up the A. And that leaves us with cos theta times h, and the angle theta is 40 degrees. So cos 40 multiplied by h, and h is 5 centimeters. And typing this into the calculator, remember the brackets will sometimes open up once you type in cos. Type in 40 and make sure you close the bracket and then multiply by 5. And this will give you an answer of 3.83 centimeters. Here's another question. So let's remind ourselves of the steps. So step 1, we'll label the sides. H, hypotenuse opposite the right angle, the longest side. O, opposite the angle we've been given. A, which is beside the angle we've been given. Don't forget beside is adjacent. Then we will cross out the side we don't want. So we're not interested in H, so let's cross that out. And then we identify the formula triangle. So we're looking for the triangle that has O and A in it, which of course is the tan triangle. And then the last step is to substitute in the values. So we're trying to find A. So we will cover up A in the triangle. Let's cover this up. And in this one we have O. Don't forget this means divide by tan of the angle. So A equals O, which is 3 centimeters. Tan theta, so tan of the angle is 30. We type that into our calculator. 3 divided by tan 30, that gives us an answer of 5.20 centimeters. Not sure, turn to answer some questions. Pause the video, then have a go. How did you get on? Here are the answers. If you answered any incorrectly, have a look back through the video and then have another go.